or would you make any changes, and what are those changes going into the second leg? Because I know one name that you put into that is Bongani Zungu for moment midfield control. But for me, I think Kermit came on a bit too late, especially because of what we were crying out for, that we need someone who's going to make those runs and actually stretch the pitch and give the midfield players a lot more space. Because if you look at the passes that Undlonje was trying to make, they were a bit too difficult, because you have to then put it into the right space, wait the ball, and also find your man. Whereas if you're making a run, I just need to put it in space and you'll eventually get to the ball. So he was playing very well, but he had to do a bit too much in terms of finding the players on the final third of the pitch. Undlonje should have been there. I think Hotto, I don't know if you keep him there. And when do you bring Pulo in? Because Pulo is also hot and cold, man. I don't know if you can depend on him in the key moments to come through and produce. But what I liked about him is that he took shots. He was there trying to take a bit more responsibility in terms of winning the game. But apart from that, man, I think maybe on a different day, Tim Nomusela have a better understanding and a better performance, because they play well enough to be the better midfield team. But no one really shot in midfield apart from Undlonje from both sides. So I think if we make those adjustments, we could be good. And I think Shandu needs to be given a bit more license to go forward. He was a bit subdued this game, and I think maybe it's because of Abom Dao, and maybe because who was your left back? The one guy who never comes back.
Mayama.
No, not Mayama, sorry. Kabanga. Guy pulled from Supersport. Roma set piece.
Aubrey Modiba.
Yes, Modiba.
Sorry.
I think he probably pinned him back and wasn't allowing Ushandu space to come through and overlap. But I think if we tweak those things, man, because I do think Sundowns will come back better prepared, in better form, but I don't think they'll be smashing past this particular performance. There's still something to be got at this particular side. So if you tweak those things, man, I think it'll be a very exciting second leg. What changes do you make into the second leg?
So on the Sundowns side, the changes I would make, that midfield. So one of the things I was trying to figure out is, so Neo Maema was playing a little deep. Okay. And I feel that he's most dangerous when he has an opportunity to take shots at goal, because he's got quite a good shot on him. He knows how to find the back of the net, but he's not going to get the opportunity to do that when he's playing a little deeper, because that midfield had Uchali, who was, I suppose, the holding midfielder, but he was anonymous. And yeah, we saw in person him like falling off. I thought social media made a bigger deal of it than what it was, and the picture of him with his head on the grass is not a good look, you know. Yeah. But I said to you, like, I need Zungu to play. He does not look like he's in the best of shapes. I'm not certain what he's been working on, like, while he's been out injured, but that notwithstanding, when he came in, he gave a better control to the Sundowns midfield. And there's a reason Zungu ended up overseas. It was because he's good enough to play that side. It's unfortunate for me that it didn't work out. While he's back at Sundowns, I'm happy about that. I would have preferred him to just continue his career overseas. He is a level above, in my opinion, in this league, and he is a level above over everybody else who plays that position at Sundowns, even from the cameo that I saw over the weekend. So I'd love for him to be playing, to be the starting one of the starting pivots. And then Mukwena's performance was a little up and down. He saw a lot of the ball, and you found him on the right a lot more advanced and even like defensively, but he wasn't affecting the game.
Does he keep his place for you?
I said if Mbule is fit, I quite have liked seeing Mbule next to Jali. I'm intrigued by seeing Mbule next to Zungu. Gwena is a very good player, you know, and he was our best player at the Olympics, and he was also a little more advanced, or he was a little more box to box, but in more central areas. Whereas when he's playing in the Sundowns midfield, he's not really playing centrally. And I think that's another one where you're missing the trick. If you're going to sign a player because he has been successful playing a particular way, you kind of want to give him the best opportunity to showcase that talent, that ability. But the way the Sundowns team is set up, like, there's so many guys playing in but a number of positions. So you try tweak that. Doesn't always work. Didn't really work on the weekend for me. As I'm saying, Neo Maema needs to be further upfield. Whether it's Jali playing next to Zungu, or it is Mbule, or it is Mkwena, I want Zungu playing in that midfield. And then the only shining light was Temazwan. Umshishi was carrying like the Sundowns performance going forward. He was showing up every single way, you know, through the middle, out on the right, out on the left. He's pressing as well. He's recovering some of the balls. And I also have an issue with Allende. I told you, like, if this guy is the most expensive player in PSL history, I need to know why.
Yeah,
he is. What he does very well is he always shows for the ball, whether deep, whether further forward. He's available to receive a pass and to give it. But again, if you are going to be the most expensive player in the history of this league, you can't just be doing things that I believe there are 10 other guys in this league who are able to do. I need to see what is special about you. What is the thing that sets you above every other person who's ever been signed in PSL history? So yeah, I know he's got a couple of goals, but like those are goals again that anyone in that Sundowns team could have scored. You know, I need to see something special. Saw him try to do a step over and die, and I was just like slap them away. It's like, get that ish out of here, you know. And you can't have that for me. So it's improvement all around. That defense, as I said, needs to play better. Daruk should not be playing left centre back. He should be moved back to right centre back. I think Grant, who is I think maybe even more athletic than Daruk, because you have to cover that left hand side at the back for Sundowns because it's always vacated. So I would have
Grant was solid as well.
He was. But when Pirates were attacking in whether the left channel or the half space in between, or the right channel in terms of defensively for Sundowns, it was looking shaky, and a lot of the game was being played that side. You know, as that's what I'm saying. It sounds odd and ironic. Like individually, Kekana as well as Umutao had good games, but as partnerships, that back four as a partnership did not look good at all over the weekend.
I think if anything, Jay, as we were talking about former Sundowns and what they showed on the particular day, Sundowns hasn't been as dominant as they've been known to be over the past couple of years, especially last season where they won
very beatable
everything.
this season.
Yeah, the teams have been going at them and finding some sort of success. And I think that's why I don't think in the second leg they're going to be improved by like 100%. They'll make those marked improvements, maybe also spatially with the spatial awareness, maybe in positions, make a couple of changes. But I think Pirates still need to get at them, and I think they need to have, if Loch is fit, play Loch, play Erasmus as well. Then I think we're talking. Then you get to shift to Usaling, Nohoto on the bench, come in as impact players. But I think it sets it up very... I don't want
Hoto playing here if I'm a Pirates fan.
Yeah, nah,
like he also is another one who received a good ball in the box and he couldn't sort out his feet, and then the chance was gone.
Just like that. It's very frustrating.
It's very often with Hoto. You know what? Hoto gives his all, right? Yes, he plays with a lot of heart. But man, you can't just give us heart. Like I need you to give me like a final product. I need you to be a goal threat. You know, I need you to be creating chances. Because if you are playing ahead of Umako, then I need to know why. You know, because there's fierce competition for those wing back positions at Pirates, because they are very integral to the way that Pirates want to play, to the way they want to attack. You saw when Manyani came on, he was troubling that left hand side of the Sundowns defense. And to keep a Neo Mayama, not a Neo Mayama, and Aubrey Mudiba honest, you do need that. Same thing on the left hand side. Like if you want to pin back a Mudao or maybe Morena's playing there, that's why you play with the wing backs, because they're not there to offer defensive cover as such. Secondarily, yes, but they are very much part and parcel of your attack. And that is also actually something I might consider with Sundowns against this team and this system of like the back three and the wing backs. When I think when I think about what I saw for Arsenal against the Spurs, who play a very similar system, you have Ben White who was overlapping, and then you have the opportunity where you have the option to give it to him when he's going to the byline, or you have Saka who's coming back in. Also, you have the situation whereby you draw out one of those centre backs and you create space in that half space between the middle centre back and the left centre back. So when you have the Pirates back three just manning their stations and you are not doing anything a little more dynamic to pull them out of those positions, you're not going to make any headway. So perhaps I would play Moreno, or when Mailula also came on, he was a little bit more troublesome, where if you have Moreno who is stretching the field and he's staying on the touchline and he continues to be high up, then a Maela is going to cover him. He's keeping him honest. He has to account for him. Now you have spaces opening up. Now you can send a Miami, who I hope is playing further up top, running through those channels. You have Uzwani, who just wants to run through those channels, play those 1-2s. So those are the adjustments I'd like to see. You you can't not do anything different. You can't just attack through the middle against like the back three. It didn't work against Supersport when they crowded like the middle of the park. And again, I say I miss Lakay, because one of the things that Lakay does give you is that width, you know, and Sundowns do need to have width against the team that is playing the system that Pirates are playing. So we'll see.